Whether it be for ethical or safety reasons, these foods are not allowed to be sold in America. The FDA and USDA both enforce laws and regulations on foods so that consumers remain safe. Several foods that are legal in other countries are banned in the US for this reason alone. They are believed to pose a threat against one's health. However, there may be other reasons why foods are banned specifically in the US, most notably to protect the most endangered of species or to stop acts of animal cruelty. Welcome, Foodies Nation, to another video. Please hit that like and subscribe button and get ready to find out which 15 foods are banned in the US, or at the very least, in some states. Number 1. Kinder Surprise Eggs. The FDA banned the sale of all food products containing embedded, non-nutritive objects some 80 years ago, and the European Kinder Surprise chocolate eggs, which contain a non-edible toy inside, falls under that category. The hollow candy egg is a hit overseas, and there has been multiple petitions and campaigns advocating to legalize it in the US for several years, but for now the product remains banned for sale because it's deemed a choking hazard. However, that doesn't mean there haven't been attempts to import it. According to an article from the Washington Street Journal, as of 2018, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection has seized over 160,000 Kinder Surprise eggs from travelers' bags and from international mail shipments since 2011. As of 2018, though, a different version of the chocolate treat called Kinder Joy is available in the U.S. as packaging keeps the toy separate from the candy, with each side of the egg covered in plastic wrap. Number 2. Horse meat. To be clear, it is not illegal to eat horse meat in the US. It is, however, illegal to slaughter horses, and by default prohibits the consumption of it, or at least it makes it extremely challenging. It is not, however, illegal in countries such as China, which has one of the largest markets for horse meat. Number 3. Shark fins. Believe it or not, shark fins are not entirely banned in the US. Currently, only 12 states uphold the official ban of the sale of shark fins. The act of shark finning itself has been illegal in the US waters since 2000. Shark finning is banned as it's considered an act of animal cruelty because it involves the slicing of fins off live sharks just to toss them overboard and endure a horrific demise. Still, 10 of the 12 states that ban the sale of shark fin allow restaurants to serve the meat. Shark fin soup is actually considered to be a luxury dish in several Asian countries, especially China. Number 4. Japanese puffer fish. This whimsical looking fish actually houses an extremely poisonous toxin called tetrodotoxin in its skin and even certain organs. This toxin is known to cause paralysis and even death. With this in mind, you may wonder why anyone would want to consume this dish. Well, apparently it's regarded as a delicacy in the sushi world, where it's more widely known as fuju. Consumption of this fish is almost entirely banned in the United States, with the exception of a few sellers who are permitted to have a license. Number 5. Haggis. Haggis is a savory pudding that consists of a mixture of sheep's heart, lung, and liver, among other ingredients such as oatmeal, minced onion, soot, and stock. And the pudding is typically presented and served to guests within the stomach of the sheep. Traditionally, it's consumed on Burns Night in Scotland, a countrywide event that honors Scottish poet Robert Burns. However, those of Scottish heritage living in the US cannot dine on haggis due to the ban that the USDA placed on the sale of sheep's lung 47 years ago. Number 6. Ackee Fruit. Ackee is the national fruit of Jamaica. However, when it's unripe, the fruit contains high levels of the toxin hypoglycin A, which inhibits the body's ability to release blood glucose, or blood sugar. This can cause people to fall into a state of hypoglycemia. Importation of the raw fruit was banned by the FDA in 1973. Number 7. Beluga Caviar. As of 2005, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services banned the importation of Beluga Caviar, as well as other beluga products, which, according to a New York Times article, formerly had the price tag of $200 an ounce. The caviar comes from the wild beluga sturgeon fish and is the primary reason why the fish has since become endangered. Number 8. Sassafras Oil.
Hey Plant Gang, native tree here to North America, sassafras. Nice kind of matte finished foliage alternately arranged on the stem.
While the root bark of the sassafras plant has historically been used by Native Americans to treat illnesses including fever and rheumatism, the oil from the sassafras lends a different result. There's a compound in sassafras oil called safrole, which is a known carcinogen. The FDA set a ban on sassafras oil back in the 1960s. However, extracts from the roots of the plant are still legal to buy as long as they do not contain safrole. Number 9. Kazumatsu. Kazumatsu is often referred to as the rotten cheese because it's infested with live maggots. The pecorino cheese, which is made from an unpasteurized sheep's milk, contains a larvae from a particular fly. These maggots eventually facilitate and fermentation of the cheese. Once the larvae hatch, they begin to eat through the cheese, which effectively makes it softer. The cheese is then served with the maggots still lodged in it. Ugh. Number 10. Absinthe. You've probably seen absinthe in movies and TV shows and kind of have an idea what it is already. Kind of forbidden power that absinthe holds. As long as the alcoholic beverage contains less than 100 parts per million of thujan, the toxic chemical found in the wormwood herb that's used to make the alcohol, it's legal in the US. Number 11. Ortalin. This tiny rare songbird was a former French delicacy, having been exclusively served to mostly royalty. Selling of ortalin became illegal in France in 1999, 20 years after the EU deemed it a protective species. The US also banned the selling and importation of the bird, which measures out to be the size of a thumb and weighing less than an ounce. Number 12. Queen conch. The queen conch is described as a large marine mollusk that typically ranges from 6 to 9 inches of length. Sound familiar? Number 13. Foie gras. Foie gras may be a celebrated delicacy of French cuisine, but the way it's made is unethical, which is why the city council in Chicago placed a ban on the production and sale of the dish from 2006 to 2008. Foie gras, the fatty liver that comes from either ducks or geese. However, the liver is fattened by force feeding the animal with grain with fat until the liver swells. As one could imagine, this is so uncomfortable for the birds that they begin to tear out their feathers or even injure one another out of distress. Number 14. Chilean sea bass. As of now, the US only allows certified Chilean sea bass fishing boats to harvest and sell this fish. In addition, the FDA regulates the number of fish each boat is allowed to catch. It's illegal to fish for Chilean sea bass without certification in the US because it's overfished, and as a result, the species is on a decline. And lastly, number 15. Sea turtles. Unfortunately, sea turtles are caught and even killed for their meat. In 2007, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service reported that conservationists estimate that 35,000 sea turtles are consumed annually in California alone. And that's our list. Please let me know which of these foods shocked you the most. Thank you so much for watching, Foodies Nation. If you would hit that like button and check out some more videos on our channel. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Peace out, Foodies Nation.